Jesus, His Son, and now let the weak say, I am strong. Yes, let the poor say, I am rich. Oh, thank God. Good afternoon once again, and you are welcome to another episode of You and Your Health. I hope you are fine, and I hope you are bouncing in good health. Last week we talked about men of Issachar who have understanding of what they should be doing at this time, and we talk about COVID-19 and all that it entails. We talk about maintaining social distancing, regular washing of our hands at least for 20 minutes, nothing less than 20 minutes, and talking about the use of mask and other regulatory um, um, properties that we need to adhere to. Today we'll talk about something very interesting. I will be talking about family health and sexuality today. Simply put, we are talking about family planning. We are talking about family planning. And what is family planning? Family planning, simply put, is nothing but planning our family. Nothing but planning our family. And talking about the contextual meaning, we want to talk about methods used in child spacing and determining number of children wanted in a family. That is the scientific definition of family planning. I said family planning is nothing but planning our family. And you remember there is an adage that says failure to plan is planning to fail. Failure to plan is planning to fail. So if we don't plan our family, that means we are planning to fail in family matters. That will not be our portion in Jesus' name. So family planning is all about planning our family. It's just about method used in child spacing and determining number of children wanted in a family. And I want to tell us that there are some against the wish or the usual saying, the thought of some people, that they will say our family planning is not godly, it's not this, it's not that. I want to tell us that family planning is godly. It's godly, and it is in the plan of God even for us. I want to talk about some misconception about family planning. There are some people that have a kind of different school of thought about these concepts that we are about to talk about today. A lot of misconception, a lot of myths about family planning. And one of them is that family planning is ungodly. A lot of people, a lot of religious sects, they have a kind of negative attitude or opinion towards family planning. I'm not here to justify or to condemn any religious sect, but what I know is what I'm talking about. Family planning is very, very godly. Is a godly concept. Remember, even the Bible said it in 3 John verse 2. It said, Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in it, even as your soul prospereth. Like I said, God is not only interested in only our spirituality or our physical life alone, He's even interested even in our health. And everything that has to do with our health is interested, and He has a good pleasure towards it. And one of it is family planning, putting our family in order. After all, our God is a God of orderliness. He said everything must be done decently and orderly. So if our God is an orderly God, so why will our own be an exception? We have to put our life, we have to put our family on plan. It has to be organized so that things will not go astray. And another misconception or myth about family planning is that it brings sickness. A lot of people say, I don't want to do family planning. One woman did it and was in sickness, was down with a particular illness or disease. I want to disabuse our mind from this misconception. It's a misconception, and it's just a kind of one's feeling or perception. I want to say that there's nothing that is linked with sickness when it comes to issue of family planning. Instead, it will improve the health of the family, it will improve the health of that woman. is when people, maybe the person has an underlying problem. Maybe the person has an underlying problem before goes for, he or she go, she goes for family planning. That they will now link it together and say, family plan is family planning that brought about this particular sickness or the other. I want to emphasize it that family planning has no link with development of any sickness. Another thing that can go in that line is that maybe if somebody did not follow the proper protocol of doing family planning, maybe you just think somebody is using this one, let me use this one too. It might not go well with that particular person, because everybody has his own body composition, his own makeup, in different idiosyncrasy. So you have to go to the proper place, go to the people that have proper understanding about it, so that proper counseling can be done before informed decision is made. So family planning has no link with any sickness of whatsoever. Another myth or misconception about family planning is that some will say it promotes promiscuity. They say, if you do family planning, that means you want to go out and be messing around. I want to tell us that family planning has no link with promiscuity. It's just your thought, it's just your values, what you value, or your belief. If you believe that there are some people that even they don't do family planning, they are not on any family planning method, and they are messing around, it's just personal value. If you value yourself, you value your life, you won't go around, you won't mess around, you will stick to your own partner. So family planning has nothing to do with promiscuity at all. It has nothing to do with infidelity. If somebody goes for family planning and is now going around, it's not about the issue of the family planning, it's just the mindset of that person. That person is rotten before one just wanted to go around. Another thing is, some will say family planning destroy pregnancy. They are myths, they are misconception. I want to tell you that before anybody, especially people that are professionals in that area, family planning provider, before they will do any family planning methods, or just give any family planning method to any woman, they would have run some tests. Most times, even these days, they will say it's either you are menstruating before you come for family planning, or you come with evidence of pregnancy test, and your pregnancy test have to be negative before they will embark on any family planning method that you have chosen. So family planning method does not destroy pregnancy or abort pregnancy. Is a misconception. Is a misconception. Some will say, another misconception is that family planning makes you lean. Some will say, since I did the family planning, I've been going lean. I've been going lean. Family planning has nothing to do with weight loss. It has nothing to do with weight loss. Rather, some may have weight gain, especially with hormonals, with pills and some other injectables. Yes, so family planning does not make anybody grow lean. So having said that, what are the family planning methods? What are the family planning methods? Remember, I said family planning is all about planning our family. It's all about planning our family. There are methods. There are methods that are used in child spacing and determining number of children that we want in our family. That is just all we are talking about. So what are the methods that are available? What are the methods that are available? One, we have different types of methods that are available. One of them is natural method. Natural method. Like I said, this family planning that we are talking about has been even since the days of our forefathers. That is why our forefathers, our mothers then, they use this natural family planning method, precisely exclusive breastfeeding. Exclusive breastfeeding. That's one of the natural methods that has been in place for so long. And what do I mean by exclusive breastfeeding? Exclusive breastfeeding is simply just breastfeeding your baby only, without giving any other food or fluids or drink for at least 2 years. For at least 2 years. That is exclusive family planning method. and it can be used as natural family planning. After all, our mothers have been using it, and they have been going around with their life without any complication. But you know, like I said family planning, there is different body composition and different individual idiosyncrasy. So some natural family planning method may work for them, I mean the exclusive breastfeeding, and some it may not work for them. And even how many people are engaging in exclusive breastfeeding now, that is where the problem comes. So if you say you want to use natural family planning method and you say exclusive breastfeeding, that is what you are choosing. Can you breastfeed? Can you do exclusive breastfeeding? Some will tell you they can do, but in the process they fall off, and when you fall off in the process, then problem may come. So I will not even say, I will not recommend that one for anybody. Natural and this exclusive this natural family planning method by exclusive breastfeeding, because it depends on your body makeup. If your body makeup does not go in that line, it will fail, and what one doesn't want may come up with it. So that is number one method, natural family planning method. Another one is barrier method. Barrier method. And barrier method, I mean creating a kind of obstruction, creating a kind of barricade between the sperm and the egg. That is what is called the barrier method. And we have different types. We have the physical method, we have the chemical method, and we have the combined method. By combined method, I mean combining the physical and the chemical method together. So what are the chemical methods? The physical method now. The physical method, it includes the use of condom. Everybody knows condom, that is being worn by a man during foreplay, during sexual intercourse. Then the diaphragm is the female type of condom. Is a female type of condom worn by women during the sexual intercourse. So those are the physical methods that can be employed. You can use condom as a family planning method, at least to protect for at least for till some time, because we have some manufacturer error. It's not an absolute method. It is not an absolute method. We have some manufacturer error, a microscopic um hole or space may be there that you cannot see with your eye, and if the sperm can manage to escape through that place, automatically pregnancy may result. And even at times the condom are not properly worn. They are not properly worn by the man, and if it's not properly worn, semen may leak out, and the problem may just come. Those are just the little things about the use of the condom. So we have the chemical method. Still talking about the barrier method. Remember I said we have different types of method. We have the natural method and we have the barrier method, and that is what I'm talking presently about. And we said concerning the barrier method, we have the physical method, which includes the condom, the use of condom and the diaphragm. And then we have the chemical method, which involve the use of foam tablets, use of cream. Those are the chemical method. Then the combined method includes the use of the physical method. Take for instance using of condom, and at the same time the woman using foam tablet, the cream, and some other methods. Those are the combined method. The other method under the barrier method is the use of intrauterine device contraceptive, IUCD, intrauterine device method, IUCD, talking about the Lippis loop, talking about the copper T. We have the likes of those methods that I've mentioned. That is the intrauterine contraceptive device, is a method in which this um, particular um, structure is implanted, is put into the uterus, and this one will now create a barrier and stopping the sperm from getting to where the ovum is to fertilize. So that's just the intrauterine device method. Talking about another one is the hormonal method. We have the hormonal method. We have the hormonal method, and what are those things involved under the hormonal method? We have the pills. Talking about these pills, we call it in Yoruba má gbàgbé mi. You know, those pills that women swallow every day. They swallow it every day. Low femina and some other parts, other types of the contraceptive. We call it má gbàgbé mi, meaning don't forget me. And this tablet has to be taken every day, has to be taken every day at the same time. If the woman has taken maybe, let's say, 6 a.m. or 8 a.m., the woman has to be taking it 8 a.m. every day. If there is any mix up, or maybe the woman forgets, often there may be failure. There may be failure of that method, and that is why people will say family planning method, it fails easily. It doesn't fail. There is an adage, ṣàbí olóògùn ṣe pé, you have to use the medicine as prescribed. You have to use the medicine as prescribed. If you are not using it as prescribed, then problem will come up. So that is one part of the hormonal. We have the injectables. We have the Depo, Provera. We have that was 3 months injection. We have the 2 months one. We have the monthly one. There are many in that regard. We have the injectables. Another one under the hormonals, we have this one that they insert. Yes, the one the nut plants. We have the nut plant. Those ones that are insert under the arm. We have the nut plants, and there are many types too. I don't want to bore us with the names of those things. When we get to the clinic, they give us different types we have, and we make an informed decision about it. So just to create awareness, and just to let us know the types of methods that are available. I've talked about the hormonal contraceptive, talking about the pills, talking about the injectables, talking about the nut plants, and I said the pills have to be taken every day at the same time. Then another type of the method, another method is post-contraceptional method. Post-contraceptional method, simply put, methods that are used after sexual intercourse, after sex has taken place. You know, at times, especially maybe people that are maybe weekend husband, weekend wife, and you know, maybe when the man just come and they need just to have fun together, you know, or prepared sex. And so when this thing happens, some they may just use emergency contraceptive, and just to protect herself from getting unwanted pregnancy. So those are the methods that are available under the barrier method. And we have the terminal, the permanent method. All those ones that I've talked about, they are just temporary method. They are just temporary method, which is subject to change anytime that the woman wants to have a change of the method. But we have the permanent methods. We have the permanent methods, or the terminal method, and we have 2 types under the permanent method. We have vasectomy. We have vasectomy, and we have bilateral tuber ligation. What do I mean by vasectomy? Talking about the family planning, I forgot to tell us that family planning is not a woman affairs alone. It's not a woman affair alone, because a lot of time women are the receiving end. A lot of time women are the receiving end. We see women say, go and do it now. It's you that will do it. What is vasectomy? Vasectomy is just a kind of family planning method, permanent family planning method for men. And how and what do I mean by this? There is a duct, there is a pipe. Let me just put it that way to make things clearer. There is a duct or a pipe that carries through which the semen travels before it goes to fertilize the ovum. So is the duct or the pipe that they will now cut. They will tie it, they will cut, so that the semen, the sperm, will not be able to travel to go and meet the ovum. So that is just what vasectomy is all about. They ligate, they cut, they tie the duct, the opening through which the sperm will travel to go and meet the ovum. So that is just what vasectomy is all about. But most times, a lot of men, they don't want to do it. They don't want to subject themselves to vasectomy. If he can carry about 10 men now, if we interview about 10 men and say, would you like to do vasectomy? A lot of them, 9 of them will say, I don't want to do vasectomy. Oh. They say, I mean, if you can't tell me, Lord, I don't want to become barren. In their mind, they feel when they just do that, it makes them barren. And I want to tell us that it doesn't make any man barren. It's just a means of a kind of family planning, just to stop. It's not that the sperm will not be produced any longer, but it's just a means to stop the sperm from ascending to meet the ovum to fertilize it. So I want to employ all men listening in the house. Yes, it's a good thing if you can subject yourself to vasectomy instead of the woman alone being being pushed to go and do family planning. Is a kind of cooperative work. It shouldn't be limited to women alone. So vasectomy is one of the um methods, permanent family planning method, and it's mainly for men. It's mainly for men. Then another family planning method under that permanent method is the bilateral tubal ligation. Bilateral tubal ligation, just like in the case of men. So what they do in case of a bilateral tubal ligation, if you remember the anatomy of the female reproductive system, you know, for instance, now let's say this my part of the body is the uterus, and we have the two hands, the fallopian tube that is inserted into the body of the uterus, like the hand, like my hand, like I stretch it like this, and this is like the fallopian tube. This my hand, let's say this is the fallopian tube now. So when sperm is released, the sperm travels, it travel down to go and meet the egg in the fallopian tube. Most times fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube, meaning that the sperm and the egg or the ovum meet together at the fallopian tube. So what they do now is in bilateral tubal ligation is to tie the tube. They tie the tube both left and right. You know, we have two fallopian tubes, both the right and the left. So they will tie the tubes so that fertilization does not take place, simply put. So that is just what is all about bilateral tubal ligation. Is not a reversible method, and that is why we say it is a permanent method of sterilization or family planning method, and is very okay. There is nothing a woman will lose by doing bilateral tubal ligation. Only that before a woman can do bilateral tubal ligation, simply put BTL, they would have counseled very well and ensure that at least the woman or the family has at least two or three. If any family has 2 or 3 children, you can go ahead for bilateral tubal ligation based on your decision. Nobody will coerce you, nobody will force you to do it. It has to be an informed decision. So those are the methods under permanent sterilization, permanent family method. I said one of them is vasectomy, which is mainly for men, and the second one is bilateral tubal ligation, which is for women. So that is just what all about the family planning method. And like I was saying the other time, you know, the reason why a lot of people doesn't want to do family planning is they are misinformed. There is misinformation. For instance, now some will say family planning is a killer method. They say you are killing an unborn baby. You are killing a child that is to come to the world. And I want to tell us that is a wrong perception, is a wrong orientation, because what are the modes of action of these family planning methods that we are talking about? You remember I said one of it is that, for instance, the permanent method, talking about the bilateral tubal ligation and also, is just prevention of sperm and ovum, the egg, from meeting. So they are not even met, talk less of saying a life is being formed. It's just creating a barrier. It's just creating a barrier from the egg meeting with the sperm. So it has nothing to do with killing or or murdering, because a lot of people say it's a murder act. It's not a murder act. It has nothing to do with killing. It's all about planning our family so that we can have a good health. So what are the importance or the advantages of family planning? Like I have said, family planning is all about planning our family, spacing our children, and determining the number of children to have in a particular family. Before I go to the importance of family planning, you will see that I want to talk about population, about overpopulation. Talking about overpopulation, you see that day by day, the population of the whole world is increasing. The population in Nigeria is increasing, and now we are overpopulated. Even in Nigeria, we are overpopulated in Nigeria, and that is why the problem in Nigeria is increasing day by day, because overpopulation with all its attending problem. So that is why it is good for us to have family planning methods, and let couples and intending couples, let them go for family planning. Even the youth, have it at the back of your mind. Embrace family planning, even when you settle down, when you have your own family, because when you get it right from onset, yes, it's a good beginning, so that problem of overpopulation and all its complication will not have influence over us. So what are the importance or the advantages of family planning? One, family planning prevents unwanted pregnancy. Family planning prevents unwanted pregnancy. A lot of times, when family is not planned, when a woman, when couple doesn't plan, when they didn't plan their family, unwanted pregnancy comes in. Unwanted pregnancy comes in. We have seen cases. It's not even limited to youth alone. It's not even limited to people that are not married alone. We have seen cases of unwanted pregnancy even in marriages, even in established marriages. And a lot of times it's a shameful thing when you now say you don't plan for a child and the child comes in. And a lot of time, even married women, you see them going for D&C, dilatation and queerage, going for abortion, and also, come to think of it, that is what is a sin. Is abortion that is sinful. So family planning is not a sinful act if you engage in it. And this unwanted pregnancy is something that can be preventable, that can be prevented. So instead of exposing yourself to unwanted pregnancy, why not go for family planning? Why not plan your family? When after delivery, there is this 6 weeks, this post delivery clinic, that postnatal clinic that delivered women goes for. And you just, after delivery, you go there and they will check you, and proper thing will be done. I've seen a situation whereby a woman came for postnatal clinic. She came for postnatal clinic, and that is just 6 weeks. 6 weeks after delivery. Normally, they will say, bring the baby and come for checkup too, to see that everything is okay, everything is normal with that woman. But lo and behold, most time, because most of the time they want to do family planning during that time, lo and behold, this woman is pregnant. This woman is pregnant 6 weeks after delivery. And before the pregnancy test can be positive, You know, they will collect their urine, or test or take blood sample to go and test. Before pregnancy can be detected in urine or in blood, at least minimum of 2 to 4 weeks. Minimum of 2 to 4 weeks. So when the test is done on that woman and she's pregnant at age of 6 weeks, automatically that means she was already pregnant maybe 2 weeks after she deliver. 2 weeks after she deliver. So she's pregnant. For them to have detected pregnancy 6 weeks postnatally, automatically that means 2 weeks she's already pregnant. So what are we talking about? Look at the stress for that woman, and all is attending problem. Pregnancy initially is a disease, and you know, the life cycle of a woman is very complicated, you know. Pregnancy, lactation, puerperium, and before you know it, another round of pregnancy is coming. And you know, when there is no rest, when there is no proper rest, there is no adequate spacing, a lot of problems comes in with this close interval of pregnancy, and a lot of this attending complication. So what are we talking about? I know that woman will definitely go for D&C, will definitely go for abortion. And you know, abortion with all its attending problems too, then is a kind of shameful act. You know, a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of stress coming with that something. So what are we talking about? We don't want unwanted pregnancy. We don't want unwanted pregnancy, because at times unwanted pregnancy leads to unwanted child, and which we don't want. So one of the advantages of family planning is that it prevents unwanted pregnancy. Another importance or advantage of family planning is that family planning helps in child spacing. It helps us in determining the interval of pregnancy. You can control the interval of your pregnancy. You can determine the child spacing, the number of years you want gap between your children. You see, at times you will see children in a family, you will think they are triplets. Because they are just closely born. There is no adequate spacing. Even at times you will see some will just be maybe 9 months, some 1 year interval. You will see it's a serious problem for that family, especially that woman. You know, most times women, they are the receiving end. And I want to talk to women at this time. Don't die before your time. Space your children. Yes, we normally we labor. It's good, stay and eat the fruit of your labor. You know, when there is no adequate child spacing, one can die before one's time. I was telling somebody, I said, it was when I get to labor ward that I find out that the real meaning of ekwewomo, that congratulations on your delivery, is real ewu, is real danger, because it's like laying down your life for another life to come. Because many a times you will see a woman after delivery who just opens up and begin to bleed uncontrollably. Everybody will begin to run helter-skelter, and before you know it, some are lucky, hemostasis will be established, and some are unlucky. They will die. Even after a lot of intervention, they will transfuse, and you know, transfusion with its all attending problem, plus or minus, is 50-50. Shall you understand? So I want to talk to us, please. Let's wake up. Space your children. It doesn't mean that no, they want to limit the number of child I have. I have situation whereby women will say, they bus stop, must fair be mercy. And they say, at times some will say, no, ọkọ mi máa jáde tí mi ò bá bímọ sí. Nobody is saying má bímọ sí. Nobody is saying send your husband out. Nobody is saying don't have the number of child you want to have, but space the child. space those children so that you can have a resting face, so that you can take good care of yourself, so that you can look well and look nice. Because a lot of times it's a painful thing when you see a woman dying. You know, all those children that say, I want to born, I want to born, because of some women, they just want to born. They don't even want to talk about child training. And that you see a lot of children, they just bring them, they brought them to the world. No plan for them, maybe to go to school, to learn a trade or whatever. And that is why you see them, they use them as a prostitute, they use them as some other housemaid, this and that. Somebody was even telling me one day when I was talking to somebody, say, space your children, do family planning. Say, Ọlọ́run ló máa ń bá èèyàn tọ́jú ọmọ, it's God that take care. Yes, it's God that take care, but you have a responsibility towards training of those children. And somebody was now telling me, say, why you say she should do family planning? If she has done family planning now, how are we going to get children that will do housemaid, that will do omodo? How are we get children that will hawk around? So that is it. You have to space your child so that you can give them proper education, so that you yourself, you can look well, you can look nice, and you can be at optimal level of health. Another importance of family planning is family planning prevents overpopulation. Family planning prevents overpopulation. You know, when a family is having 6, 7, 8, even from a single woman, and you know, if it continues like that, problem of overpopulation is a real public health burden. It's a real public health burden. Like I said, Nigeria is an overpopulated country, and we are underdeveloped. And because with the overpopulation, a lot of problem comes with it. There is starvation, there is unemployment, there is increased crime rate. And that is why you see, like I was saying the other time, when children are born and there is no proper education, no training, nothing, that is why it's easy for them to give them 500 naira and they say, go and kill, go and rig election, go and kidnap, go and do ritual and kidnap people for rituals, and a lot of problems in our society today. So we must try as much as possible to control, to reduce and prevent overpopulation through family planning, having the number of children that you can cater for. That is all about family planning. So family planning prevents overpopulation. Another point is that it reduces morbidity and mortality. It reduces morbidity and mortality. What do I mean by mortality? The death rate. A lot of women dies during childbirth. They die during childbirth. And obstetrician said with each pregnancy, the risk increases. With each pregnancy, the risk increases. So if you stop at 2, you limit the risk. I'm not saying stop at 2, but then I just want to let you know that with each pregnancy, the risk involved increases. Most times you see people will do it first time, second time, third time like this, and we will not say, pregnancy after all I've been getting pregnant, no problem. Most times a lot of problem comes in, especially during the third pregnancy, not to talk of the fourth, the fifth, and some goes on and long till 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, even from a single woman. So what are we talking about? And we talk about the complication, talking about postpartum hemorrhage. Postpartum hemorrhage. What do I mean by postpartum hemorrhage? That is just bleeding after delivery. Bleeding after delivery, whether primary hemorrhage, that is bleeding just immediately after delivery till 24 hours of delivery. And then the secondary hemorrhage, that is bleeding after 24 hours of delivery till 6 weeks of delivery. So talking about postpartum hemorrhage, a lot of time postpartum hemorrhage, it increases with grand multiparous woman. What do I mean by grand multiparous? Meaning that people that have gone to labor ward that have many pregnancy and delivery. Talk about maybe anything from 3 upward. The risk increases, like I said, especially postpartum hemorrhage. That is why you will see somebody after delivery and will open tap and will bleed and bleed and bleed, and all efforts to resuscitate will prove abortive, and eventually will not have any opportunity than just to answer to death, to succumb to death. So which we don't want, and we have seen an increase in mortality rate from childbirth, and that is why it's better to do family planning and just limit the number of children you have to avoid all these complications. And a lot of times sickness comes with some pregnancy. Talking about pregnancy induced hypertension, some people, they don't even have hypertension, they are not hypertensive patients, but when they are pregnant, like I said, pregnancy itself is a disease condition, because when somebody is pregnant, you see vomiting, you see weakness, loss of appetite, with a lot of symptoms that follow it, and some problems do ensue from pregnancy. Talking about pregnancy induced hypertension, gestational diabetes mellitus, severe preeclampsia, and the likes. So when you limit the number of pregnancy, you limit the number of attending problems that can come with pregnancy. Another important factor or importance of family planning is that it prevents unwanted child. When you prevent unwanted pregnancy, you prevent unwanted children. A lot of children, or a lot of times, couple doesn't plan for those children. And I always tell women, there is no way you will be under the roof of a man and you will not have fun. You will not expose yourself to sexual intimacy. If you do, if you say you don't want to have sexual intimacy, you want to break your home, you want to break your marriage. That's the blunt truth about it. There is no man that is so holy or that is so devoted that will not want to have sexual intimacy. Like somebody was saying, her husband used to trouble her before, this, that. So later, she said she just find out that the husband is no more troubling her. And one now said, Olúwo ṣé o, Ọlọ́run ti gbàkóso ayé dádì wa. And that thank God, though, God has taken control of the life of her husband. And the person that was giving education that day now said, is a lie. Ọlọ́run ò gbàkóso ayé ẹ̀ kankan, ó gbàkóso ayé ẹ̀ ni. That he just undo his life. He's doing it outside. He's only that, and since he's doing it outside, he's contented. So what do you have to offer? And that's just it. Marriage can break, and a lot of problem can come from that. So you have to do it. It's something you do regularly and expose yourself to. So it is you that you will have to protect yourself and do the needful. I've once counseled a woman. I was like saying, my husband said, báwo làwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ ṣe máa ń ṣe? When she told her husband that she's pregnant, and the husband said, how? Báwo ló ṣe lóyún? I said, yes. He will ask you, how did you become pregnant? You've already have 4 kids. What are you looking for? Why don't you go for family planning? It's a blunt truth which needs to be told. So we need to protect ourselves so as to prevent unwanted child through unwanted pregnancy. And even by preventing unwanted children, it will reduce the number of abandoned babies. It's heartbreaking when you see a woman abandon her baby. You will just see them, they will just go and put the baby. Times with that number, we see it in the hospital. We see it, some of them will go and put the baby at the entrance of the hospital. Go and be taking care of this baby. Some will go and put them close by the roadside. Some, even there was one clip I watched, the woman abandoned the baby, and before you know it, the pig went there. And the residents of that environment, they said they were hearing noise. They didn't know that it was pig that was just feasting on that baby. And before they got there, pig already turned the baby eat some part of the baby. What are we talking about? When some people are praying unto God, looking unto God for fruit of womb, and somebody will now take the fruit of our womb and go and abandon on the roadside. Some will go and drop in the latrine, in the pit toilet, because of they don't want that child. The child is not planned for, and then is is sin that is terrible in the sight of God. Killing, that one is even worse than doing family planning. You've murdered a soul, you've murdered a life by abandoning a baby, or go and drop that baby in the pit toilet or latrine. Is unpardonable sin, which I don't want anybody to indulge in. So go for family planning if you want to prevent unwanted child. So it reduces suicidal rate. Doing family planning reduces suicidal rate. We have seen cases when a woman will be pregnant, or maybe a spinster or a youth will be pregnant, and we say, this is shameful, and want to cover up our nakedness, and they will go and take poison, go and take slipper, go and take poison. I've seen even somebody close to me, then me, I did not know that she was pregnant. She's even a married woman, and maybe because of shame now, having 4 kids already, and was like, what will people say? And then she went to take, said she has been taking halum, taking what's it called, lemon, this small one, lime, and then potash together. And for so long, me, I thought she traveled. For so long, she was inside. She said, she was telling me, said she almost died. She almost died with those things, you know. People will tell her, go and take this one. There's no money to go to hospital to go and do proper thing. And there are times, you know, conscience, they will say, I don't want to commit abortion. But indirectly, she's committing. Because if eventually that thing works, automatically the baby will come down, and it's still abortion she has committed. So what are we talking about? And a lot of people, they have even died from septic abortion, especially among youth. You say, I want to cover up, my parents must not hear this. Or even at times some women that goes around say, I must cover it up, and there's nobody to tell. They must not hear, and we go around and go and do what they need not to do. Some will even go to hospital, we go to court. They will go to court maybe because of money, or because of, I don't know, they will go and commit, they will go and do the septic, the abortion, and from there, sepsis, infection will take place, because a lot of time those people will use unsterilized instruments, or a lot of time, some of them, they are not skillful. They will even perforate the uterus. And a lot of youth, they have even given themselves permanent infertility because of that. Because when there is uterine perforation, a lot of complication comes with it. A lot of time they will even have to go and remove the womb because of maybe the person is bleeding, this and that. Talking about septic abortion and issue of failure to do family planning. So if do everything possible to do this family planning that we are talking about, so that you prevent all these complications that we are talking about. So doing family planning will reduce suicidal rates. Another thing is that it prevents diseases and its complication. It prevents diseases and complication. Talking about the preeclampsia, the pregnancy-induced hypertension, talking about gestational diabetes mellitus, and the rest. So when you space your children, you are less exposed to pregnancy and its complication. Pregnancy, okay. Another thing is that it improves the health of the mother. It improves the health of the mother. When you space your children properly, complication that comes from pregnancy will at least be reduced, and it will improve the health of the mother. A lot of times you see women that looks haggard. If the husband and the wife, they are going out, at times you will even be asking, they can be even asking the man, Shey this is your mom, because the woman will look so old, you know, with each passing day going to labor ward, a lot of structural changes, hormonal changes taking place. If care is not taken, one will look haggard, one will look unkempt if you don't take good care of yourself. So part of taking good care of yourself is to do family planning so as to improve your health. Another advantages of family planning is it boosts family health. It boosts family health. You remember, women, they are pivots. They are fulcrum on which the family rests. A lot of role, responsibility lies on the woman. So imagine the woman is sick, the family will suffer. A lot of times I pity children whose their mother dies during childbirth. You know, it's only the grace of God that can help such a woman. And another thing is that most times women can do without man as such, especially maybe if the man dies. I'm not, nobody prays for that, but most times women copes well if maybe if the man eventually dies. But most times men, they cannot cope. Most times they find it difficult to cope. So that is why women, we are pivots. We are very, very important. And couples, men must see it in this wise, in this wise, and take good care of their wife. So, and the wife too must wake up to her responsibility. Take good care of yourself. No one will celebrate you. No one will take good care of you. You are the one that will take good care of yourself. It reduces rate of abandoned babies, I've talked about. It helps in growth and development, especially the economic development of the nation, of the community, of the family. Remember, I said if the woman is sick or if the woman suddenly dies, a lot of things suffers in the family and even in the community. So those are the advantages and the importance of family planning. What are the things to do? Seek professional counseling to do your family planning. You remember I said some myths about family planning the other time. They say it causes sickness, it causes this, it causes that. If you don't go for proper counseling, then you can expose yourself to undue hardship. For instance, now before a family planning provider will embark on any family planning method, they would have exposed you to a lot of the family planning method that is available. They will tell you the disadvantages and the disadvantages. For instance, if a woman chooses pills, one, they will tell you you have to be using the pills every time, every day, every time. Then those ones, they will tell you those that can use the pill and those ones that cannot use the pills. For instance, now somebody that used to have headache, serious headache like migraine headache, you can't use it. If you have high blood pressure, hypertension, it's not advisable for you to use pills. If you have varicose vein at the back of your leg, it's not advisable for you to use pill. If you weigh more than 70 kg, it's not advisable for you to use pills or hormonals, because with pills and hormonals, it tends to make you add weight. So, for instance, now if you now go to a mushroom hospital or people that doesn't know their left from their right, and they just give you pills, and maybe you are above 70 kg, automatically health problem can come with it, and they will now link it to family planning and say it's family planning, in which case it's not family planning. But when things are not done rightly, problem will come with it. Another thing is that do not copy anybody. A lot of times people ask advice from their friends. Mama, hey, what are you using? I'm using injectables. Okay, me baby too, I will start using injectables. It doesn't work like that. You have to visit a professional who will educate you with all those methods that is available, and informed decision will be made based on the available knowledge. So far so good. We've talked about family planning method today, and I've talked about family planning as just planning our family to space our children, to space the children in the family, and to have a predetermined number of children in the family. And I've talked about the advantages of family planning, and I've talked about what to do in order to decide or to embark on a particular family planning method. With this, I believe you have gained something, and I believe you will have a change of orientation. If you have not embarked on any family planning method and so as to improve your health and improve the health of your family, I'm still Pastor Mrs. Glory, and my number in case of any clarification is 08062380479. I take it again, 08062380479. Till next week, God bless you really good.
Because of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ.